Our next performer is Robert Mahone. Welcome.
Good afternoon, everybody. My story is a little bit different today. I'm going to take you back to 1964. And it was a long time ago. And it was at my house the week after Easter. Now, I grew up the daughter of a jazz musician, Jim Franklin, who would play trombone in the evening for Funny Girl, a Broadway show in New York City. We lived in New York City, in the same environment. My mother was also a musician. She was a trumpet player, Maxine, but she was raised in Elkhart, Indiana. And she was the daughter, granddaughter, great-granddaughter, etc., of farmers. Her maiden name was Fields, for goodness sake. At any rate, she used to go and she would teach trumpet lessons and piano lessons and French horn lessons in the afternoon, while my dad sort of took care of me and my brother after school. And it was the week after Easter. And I was home, I was reading my Nancy Drew books. How many of you remember Nancy Drew? Yay! Gross version of the Hardy Boys, right? I'm reading my Nancy Drew, and the doorbell rang. I went to the door, and there was a little boy standing at the door with a box. And I had no idea what was in the box. My brother came running up and said, what's in the box? What's in the box? I said, I don't know. The little boy opened up the box, and inside the box was a little fuzzy little duckling. And if you remember back in the day, for Easter and Christmas, it used to be okay to give children little cute little animals, chickies and ducks and bunnies and things like that at Easter time. Apparently, this one had gotten a duckling. Oh, he's so cute. He was fuzzy and yellow, and oh, he was just so cute. And my brother came out and said, oh, he's adorable. Can we keep him? I don't know. We'll have to ask Dad. So we went upstairs and had to wake him up because I hadn't made him his coffee yet. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon. And he's tired. He's like, well, what did you want me to see? So we opened it up, and the two of us are like, isn't it cute, Dad? Little boy's uncle gave it to him for Easter, but won't let him, his mom won't let him keep it. So he's looking for a home for him for free. Louder. So please, 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 Dad, if you've ever had little children and they want a little animal, you know how bad it was. And he's looking and goes, well, it can't be that hard to take care of a duck, can it? This is a man who grew up in the city who knew nothing about him at all. Please, 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 Dad, we begged for this little duckling to be our duckling. And he goes, well, he says, I guess, and the little boy said, well, someone else will take him, and starts to walk away. And please, 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 Dad. Okay, we finally, he says, okay, you can have the duckling. And my brother and I were like, oh, wonderful, wonderful, wait till Mom sees him. Mom came home from work a short time after that, and we all met her at the door. And she's like, well, gee, I'm not used to this. Usually you're off doing your own thing. All three of you are here. Surprise! Surprise! We have a wonderful surprise for you. She said, oh, what is it? What might it be? We open it up and take out this duckling. And she takes a look at this duckling and she goes, a duck? A duck? A duck? You can't have a duck in the city environment. I don't think it's even legal. This is a barn animal. It's poultry. Oh, Mom, please, 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 please. We'll take care of him. I got this. We got this. We will take good care of the duck. And she goes, it's poultry. They don't care where they go. It's not like a dog that you can take out on a leash or a cat that you can give a litter box. It's a bird. They'll go anywhere they want. They don't care. Right at that moment, right on time, the duck poops on the floor. She goes, you see? My brother goes, I got this. He goes running into the kitchen. He comes we're all expecting him to clean up the mess on the floor, and he starts wiping the duck's butt. At which point, all of us cracked up, and my mother said, I guess that duck is part of the family. So we, as children, you know how creative children are, we named him Quack Quack. Okay, so a couple of months go by, and I'm reading my Nancy Drew book again, and all of a sudden I hear, there was a loose dog in the backyard. Had gotten a hold of my duck. I went out there and I shoot, get out of here, chased him away, pulled the duck in. The duck was the neck was hanging like this. And Mom, what do I do with this duck? His mom knew what to do. The mom says, bring him to the bathroom, honey. She gets a towel, she gets some peroxide, she gets some Curacom. My father comes in and goes, what's going on again? You know, sleepy, half asleep. What? So he disappears. My mom and I are taking care of the duck, cleaning him up. My father comes in with a carving knife. Let's put the poor thing out of his misery. No! My brother and I are screaming, no! My mother's screaming, no! Now, mind you, my mother didn't want this duck to begin with, but she was going to do everything she could to save that duck. My father, on the other hand, was like, just put the poor thing out of his misery. Anyway, the duck started perking up. I thought he was in shock. He couldn't breathe, and you know, he was looking really, really bad. But he did perk up. A couple months later, his feathers came in, and guess what? They came in pink. You ever seen a duck with a pink butt? Duck had a pink butt from the microphone. And my mother looked at me and looked at my brother and says, you know what? That duck looks pretty good. You've taken pretty good care of that duck. You know, don't you think he'd be happier if you were with another bunch of ducks, with a happy family of ducks? No, we don't want him to leave. And she said, well, you know what? Those dogs that are loose, they've gotten a taste of blood. I'm sure they'd like to come back and make a meal out of your duck. Oh, no, we can't have that. Where are we going to take him? Well, at the time I was riding at the stables, Gold Lake stables, and they had ducklings, they had chickens, and they had other barn animals, even though it was city limits. And my mother said, you know what, that sounds like a good idea. Let me make a phone call and see if I'll take him. And sure enough, they took that duck, and he lived out his life amongst other ducks. Very, very happy, and I used to always see him because I could always tell it was him because he had that pink tail. It was wonderful. Now, the addendum to this story, many years later, it was 2014, my mom, who lived to the ripe old age of 88, we were having her memorial service at the church, and I told that story because I thought it really encapsulated who my mother was. And after the service, one of the friends of mine came running in and said, Robin, there's a duck on the roof. And sure enough, there was a duck on the roof. We were miles away from the closest source of water, but there was that duck. And to this day, I think to myself, I say, you know what? That was probably my mom saying, hi, how are you? Any resemblance to anyone living or dead is absolutely intentional. This is a true story.